All right, so our presentation was on the U.S. drinking age. And then our question was, should the U.S. drinking age remain at 21? So this is the amount of alcohol that is in each type of drink. It is really important to know how much alcohol can be in one drink. So in 12 ounces of beer, there is usually about 5% alcohol by volume. For an 8-ounce malt liquor, it's usually about 7% alcohol by volume. For a 5-ounce glass of wine, it would be about 12% alcohol by volume. And then for a 1.5 ounce shot of distilled spirits, it can either be a gin, rum, vodka, whiskey, anything like that. It's usually about 40% alcohol by volume. That's usually the 80 proof. But wine can range from 8 to 14%. And then beer can also range from 3 to 13%. So that's a pretty large range. And then any type of harder liquor can range from 15 to 50%. So here are some pros and cons of raising the drinking age. Some cons are it can increase the amount of binge drinking in teens, and it can discourage people from getting help in emergencies. Some pros are that it will protect the brain development throughout the years, and then it will prevent drunk driving fatalities, and lastly, lower addiction to alcohol risks. A pretty major con is binge drinking. People argue that binge drinking on college campuses would become even more popular if the legal drinking age was raised. And this is because it can lead to more alcohol related deaths um, by risky sexual behaviors as well. And about 33% of college students report binge drinking. And what that is 4 drinks for women and 5 drinks for men in one sitting.
So another con is discourages people to get help in emergencies. So raising the drinking age can decrease the amount of emergencies, and it can also discourage younger people from seeking help in emergencies involved with drinking. And most states have laws to protect people from legal troubles if they do decide to report an emergency. And then underage drinking. So before legal age changed to 21, underage drunk drivers were in 2 times more accidents than when it changed to 21 in 1984. There is also evidence that drinking before the age of 21 can lead to alcohol and other drug dependence, adverse birth outcomes, and suicide and homicide. By age 15, about 29.8% of teens have had at least one drink. By age 18, about 58% of teens have had at least one drink. In 2018, 7.1 million young people ages 12 to 20 reported that they drank alcohol beyond just a few sips in the past month. Brain development. The brain is still developing until the age of 25, and drinking can interfere with that development by causing long term consequences like damage to the parts of the brain responsible for memory and learning, damage that negatively impacts brain cells, greater risk for conditions such as ADHD, PTSD, and other mental health challenges.
Underage drinking on the brain. Youth who begin drinking before the age of 15 are 6 times more likely than those who begin drinking at or after the age of 21 to develop alcohol dependence or abuse later in life. Drinking underage can lead to death of cells in the hippocampus of the brain. Adolescents that drink heavily can have similar hippocampus because of damage during their development, and you need the hippocampus for learning and short-term memory. Drinking underage can cause brain cell death in the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for all conscious decision making. Prefrontal cortex is still developing until the age of 25, and alcohol can damage its development. Alcohol dependence misuse. Binge drinking and misuse is more common in countries where the legal drinking age is 18. The NIAAA defines heavy drinking as the following: for men, consuming more than 4 drinks on any day or more than 14 drinks per week. For women, consuming more than 3 drinks on any day or more than 7 drinks per week. And then this is alcohol poisoning deaths are most common among middle-aged adults. Most people who die of alcohol poisoning are men. And there's some statistics.
Raising the drinking age, bro. Motor vehicle accidents. 5% of underage drinkers admit to driving after consuming alcohol. 17% admit to riding with a driver that had consumed alcohol. This is dangerous because nearly 30% of all traffic fatalities come from driving under the influence. Lowering the drinking age. 18 years old is the legal limit for most other things. If you are 18 years old, you are able to vote, serve on juries, get married, also have to register with the Selective Service. Argument. If you only have to be 18 for all these things, why should the drinking age be higher?
Lowering the drinking age. Having the drinking age at 21 is ineffective because young adults will consume alcohol regardless. Preventing 18 to 20-year-olds from drinking in licensed locations like bars and restaurants causes them to drink in unsafe environments where accidents are more prone to happen. Keeping the age at 21. Higher drinking age leads to less accidents. Argument is that if an 18-year-old got alcohol, they would distribute it to younger teenagers. Although 18-year-olds can vote, drive, and serve on juries, they still can't gamble at casinos, rent cars, buy a handgun, or adopt a child. The argument is that allowing 18-year-olds to drink will encourage more illicit drug use. An overview of our presentation. Keeping the drinking age at 21 would prevent deaths of underage drinkers with less driving incidents and less deaths from alcohol poisoning. Lowering it to 18, the drinking age should be 18 because that's the age of adulthood, and lowering and having the drinking age at 21 is ineffective. Raising the drinking age to 25 would further prevent underage drinking and protect brain development. Our group class activity is a Kahoot, and those are our sources. Thank you. I don't know how to end it. Okay.